Hello, today I'm making Leon the Archer Samurai, who will be riding the horse I made last time. To give Jay the option to have this guy either mounted or on foot, I'm making a base with straight anchors that can just slide right out of the base. For the first layer of clay, I'm just adding a little mass over the armature. I don't need to get the anatomy really pretty looking, as I'll be layering more clay over top of it later on. From the reference photo, it looks like he's wearing some loose black cloth under his red armor, so I'm adding black oil paint to the clay. This colors the clay and conditions it, making it softer and stickier. With the clay being this soft and sticky, it's almost like painting it onto the lower layers. This is why it's important to get the lower layers down and baked first if you want to use colored clay, so they're hard when I add the higher layers. When trying to add folds and flows and details into the fabric, working in any details, it's important to dip my sculpting tools in water first. The oil-based clay is hydrophobic and becomes even more so the more oil paint I mix into it. Same deal with the pants. I'm going to be putting armor over top of this black cloth, but where it is peeking out, I do want it to have some interesting texture. I've sculpted faces separately on flat surfaces before, and then glued them onto the head and neck. I'm using a toothpick this time because I want to start the face with the back being a bit more rounded. The reason for sculpting it separately like this is really just about having a bit more control. I want to have a good, hard, smooth surface here to work out the shape and dimensions in a harder, less conditioned clay. The reason I don't just do this right on the mini is because I want to bake the face when it's ready. In the past, when I've tried to sculpt the face together with the rest of the head, the face usually ends up deforming as I then figure out the rest of the shape for the neck and head, so I want a hard baked face ready when I fill in the rest around it. With the face hard, I used a little dab of Gorilla Glue to attach it to the neck. Now I can add softer clay around it to complete the head and hair with less worry about the edges of the face deforming. For the hair, Jay requested a traditional samurai hairstyle with the hair styled back in a top knot. I'm starting with some lighter brown clay, but I'll add some darker paint later. The lighter color will come through as highlights in some places. For the bow, I'm starting off just twisting some wire together to make its base. It ended up looking pretty chaotic, not a neat tight twist because I did hammer it a bit to flatten it out. And I was looking at it thinking I could have followed that messy pattern, maybe to make something a bit more wild looking, but ultimately went with a more straightforward wood bow design. The clay just covered up all the chaotic outline shape. I tied the thread around one end, add some glue, wait, glue the other end, wait some more, then it's ready to add clay. The clay I added was fairly soft, so rather than worry too much about getting the shape as smooth as I wanted right away, I just got the clay on, baked it, and smoothed it out with tools afterwards. With the bow ready and glued onto the armature hands, it's fairly easy to just smooth some clay on over top to finish the hand itself. From the reference art, Leon has these kind of red layered plates over his clothing. I'm going to make these starting with some red clay and just get the overall shape of each section of plates figured out. I mark lines for the edges of the plates quickly with this pointy tool, then bake it hard. Once hard, I can use an X-Acto or Dremel to deepen the edges at the overlaps. A little paintwork should make the armor pop a little more. Then I think I'll add a shiny varnish to finish the plates. With a few extra details, the belt and boots, Leon is looking more complete. Here is Leon, the samurai horse archer. Because of the straight anchors in the feet, Jay can have Leon on his horse or on foot as the situation requires. I hope Jay likes this. I'm mailing it to him for free, and I hope you've enjoyed watching as well. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more sculpts that I give away to my viewers. Goodbye.